Alright, what's up, guys? Well, I want to talk about how I'm trying to turn my year around. Yeah, as some of you may know, this year has started out pretty badly. Well, I mean, a lot of things have gone wrong. Minor crushes, I don't know. I mean, that was only part of it, falling for girls that I have no shot with, no interest. But, more importantly, what was gone wrong, I started my year off way in debt. I mean, I've been in debt for a while, but, I'm getting out. I'm doing a little better now, thanks to my tax refund, but, I still have a way to go. But, also, more recently, my grandfather died. Now, he was pretty far up there. He was 92. So, at least he's no longer suffering. He lived a long life, good life, all that. So, anyway. Now, okay, I thought about doing my video outside, but it was almost 90 degrees out, so I was like, you know what, screw it. Figure I'd do it in my room. Anyway, yeah, I got air conditioning running. So, there's this girl. Well, I mean, it's part of the whole thing going on right now. I'm trying to turn my life around. I've pretty much been stuck in the same place, for a long time. I'm almost 26. I'm 26 next month. Today's June 2nd. Now, the video probably won't be up for another week because it has to be processed. But, Anyway. Yeah, I am almost 26, and I am absolutely nowhere near where I thought I'd be in my life at this point. I'm working at Walmart, been there for over 2.5 years. Unloader, unloader, stock, cat team member basically, cat team 2. Unloader, stalker, pallet puller, Anyway, yeah, after being depressed for almost the entire first half of the year, there were times that I was alright, but, yeah, I've decided, you know what, I'm going to have to make some changes myself. Now, should mention, it's worth mentioning, there is one thing that will definitely help me out. My grandfather did leave a good chunk of money for each of his grandkids in his will, so that will help me out a lot. I can finally get a car. I don't have a license yet, so I'm going to work on that. Try to see. My biggest problem is I've had a learner's license before, but it was like years ago. It expired like 4 years ago, and I got it from my senior year, but I didn't practice enough. Yeah, not proud of it. It expired. Now, I'm working on getting a new one, so I can practice more. I don't really think it's a good idea to go straight into getting actual license when I haven't even driven in like 5 years. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to work on that. My biggest problem is the stupid manual. I really hate reading it. I hate reading anything that, when, isn't like Facebook or something else that's interesting to me. But, gotta do it. One way or another, gotta do it. This summer. This summer I'm going to get my license. Because I want to drive around this fall. But, anyway, with that money, I am going to get, find a good deal with a car. I'm going to get myself a few new lenses. I have a few right now for my, okay, I can't show you my camera because my camera is actually shooting the video. But yeah, my Nikon D750. It's a great camera, but I need some new lenses. My current lens is decent. I have a 24mm wide angle, which I've used for majority of the pictures. Except I use that lens for mainly more for portrait shots because it has a more out of focus background. But anyway, yeah, I am okay. So yeah, this lens currently has some issues. You know, I'm gonna get a somewhat wider. This is a Sigma 24mm f1.4. You know, it's good, but it right now has some issues. I'm gonna get a Sigma 20mm 1.4, and then you know, be a little wider angle, but you know, it's still great in low light and all that stuff. You know, but that'll be my main lens. But I will try to get this one repaired. This will be my backup. You know, I gotta have a backup wide angle lens. Let's see, there's a lens that I used for my old camera. It's a cheapo one, but it does the job for now. It's the 18-55. I'm gonna use that for landscape shots right now because this lens won't let me stop down. It started acting up spring last year. So while shallow depth field is great for, you know, if you're just trying to get pictures of certain things, yeah, that's great. But if you're trying to do landscapes, that's not so good because, you know, you want everything in focus there, like for landscapes. Like, okay, like say the front yard. I get a picture of my front yard from my basement door, you know. Like, right, I'd have to decide, do I want the oak tree in the middle of the shot in focus, or do I want the background? I mean, it's really not good. I want all of it in focus when it comes to landscapes. And anyway, right now I'm using my 18-55 just for that. And that's actually not designed for this camera, or, you know, my Nikon D750, because my camera is a full frame. My old camera was not, but at certain zooms it works all right. I mean, if I zoom all the way out, like 18mm, which is what would be wide angle on my camera, very wide angle, but then there would be like a black circle around the frame because, you know, this lens is made for, you know, a smaller sensor like my old camera. Anyway, once I get 20mm, you know, I can shoot the way I did before. I don't have to switch lenses quite as much. But anyway, there are a couple other lenses I want to get. I want to get the Sigma 120-300 f2.8. Now that is a big lens. It's a nice telephoto lens. I have a telephoto lens right here, but it's not that great. I got it on Amazon, like used. I think I got it for $200, something like that. I don't know. I mean, normally it's worth like, I think $450. It's the Tamron 70-300, but it has a smaller aperture, which means, you know, it doesn't take in as much light, and also I do get a, you know, moderately shallow depth of field, you know, because it's a telephoto, but you know, it at the long end, you know, it's like 5.6. It, you know, it's pretty. It's not a lot of light, especially compared to my other lenses. Now, f2.8, that will like double the light, and also this lens, it's not as sharp as I like it. I mean, you know, the stuff that's in focus, it's especially zoomed all the way in, it's a little too soft. I mean, it's not a great lens. it's alright for now, but I can't wait to get that other lens. The only problem is that that lens is way bigger than this one. But that's, you know, that's one of those pro quality lenses. And, oh, it costs way more. It costs like $3,600 new. Well, but I found I'll get one used, Amazon or something. I saw a deal for like $2,100, and I might just go with that. And I'll get a couple other lenses, 105 f1.4 lens. You know, most of my lenses will be 1.4. That's the way I like it, you know. Shallow depth field. Yeah. I mean, you know, I like my backgrounds out of focus. Anyway. So, moving on here. Yeah, getting that. And probably, I'm gonna get a desktop computer. Not one that I'll be using mainly. I'll be using this laptop mainly. I mean, it's a good laptop. But, you know, the desktop will be mainly for processing videos. I have a lot of videos that I want to process, and I use Photoshop. And I know it's crazy. Why use Photoshop for videos? I use Photoshop because, you know, it has the filters that I want. I wanted to give it the same effect as my pictures, you know. You know, my pictures look pretty good. You know, Photoshop has, you know, a tool called Camera Raw, which is also what Lightroom is based off of. I use Lightroom to process my pictures for step 1, and I use like a Photoshop filter called Topaz Adjust step 2 to make them even pop out even more, you know, look great. You know. Anyway, now I've gone through many different video editors. You know, I've tried several out, like Pinnacle Studio, Power Director, Corel Video Studio, all those. You know, I've tried many different video editors, but they don't have the, you know, the shadow, highlights, all that stuff. They look weird. They don't look right. Like, by default, I shoot my videos on my camera. Like, my camera has a flat setting, so there's not much contrast, but it retains like more highlight and shadow detail. And with Camera Raw, you know, I can bring up the contrast without like, but you know, I can also preserve the highlights so that they're not blown out. You know, much like my pictures. I mean, you know, I mean, it's kind of an HDR effect, but it's, I mean, most phones, you know, require an HDR for that. Sometimes, even hell, my phone's HDR is not as good as my camera. Anyway, but yeah, I want to get the desktop because I'm always doing things on my laptop, and it, you know, it takes longer. You know, it takes a long time to process the video. Like, I'm shooting this video at 30 frames per second. Normally I shoot video at 60 frames because, you know, it's smooth stuff. But I mean, this is tripod. This is a tripod video. I'm not really doing any moving around, so it's really not necessary. I think I'm going to turn this off. Yeah. So, when I'm doing things on my laptop, like, you know, while I am having a video be processed, it takes longer. And, you know, sometimes things mess up. Like, I could be working on pictures or, well, playing The Sims 3, you know. Oh yeah, I definitely can't play The Sims 3 while I'm processing a video. That would increase the time by like, I don't know, 4 times or whatever. That would take a long ass time. And sometimes my computer might glitch up, you know, just because I'm doing so many things at once. I mean, it's a good computer, but I want my videos, you know, I want my videos to process on that desktop. so that I can just do my thing on my laptop without having to worry about it, like anything happening, like, or slowing down or whatever. And since video is the only priority on that computer, it's not gonna, shouldn't be in a, it should go pretty well. I could actually process several videos, probably process all my videos from my camera. Yeah. But anyway, I'm not necessarily looking for a gaming computer. No, I don't need to spend a whole lot of money on it. Maybe the main specs that I'm looking for is, quad core processor, solid state drive, and good graphics card like Nvidia. I mean, those are the main things I'm looking for. Honestly, RAM. I could settle for 8 gigs because, like I said, I'm not doing anything else on there. It doesn't necessarily take up that much RAM. 8 gigs might be alright. I could go 16 gigs, but, hell, I rarely use 16 gigs on this laptop when I have a bunch of stuff open. So, it's whatever. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yeah. Also, with that money, I want to get myself a Bowflex. I've been wanting to get a Bowflex for years now. And I have tried, I've tried other ways of working out. You know what? Push-ups are a pain in the ass, okay? It's like I feel like I'm not getting a good workout with them. I'm tiring myself out with them more than I feel like I'm actually, working my chest and all that. Especially, the more I do. I could do like 40 push-ups, like a set of 40, for days or whatever. And I just don't feel myself, I barely feel like I'm making any progress. I've always had better luck with machines. Because there's less of a margin for error. It's pretty straightforward, like, I feel like I get a better workout with those. When I went out of town, hang out with my sister during the first week of April, sister and her family, Bryn, and all that. A couple days of the week, we went to the YMCA, like Cobb County or something, I don't know. Yeah, somewhere near there, but I don't think it's actually that far from where she lives. Anyway. Yeah, I use the elliptical there. I use elliptical here. I have one here. It's a piece of junk, but it does the job. But yeah, well, workout machines. They had like several there. The main things I want to, get worked out are maybe biceps, yeah, but chest, shoulders. And I'm not trying to get ripped, but I would like to have some tone, Maybe look bigger up here than here. Anyway, but as far as weight-wise, I'm doing pretty well for myself compared to last year, and especially the year before. I weighed 199 this morning. I started this year off at like 210. Started last year off at 230. So, because 2015, I really let myself go, especially that fall. Because 2014 at the end of the year, I was like 197 or 196. I was around that, but I didn't work out either. I don't care. You know what? but the main focus is to lose these love handles. You know, get myself looking good. Maybe have my face a little more chiseled. It's not bad. It's whatever. But moving on here, I'm getting that Bowflex. I found one I think for like $650. No, that's a lot of money, but at least get a good workout on. You know. Anyway, all that said and done, I decided I am turning my life around. I am gonna, make an effort to make things better, because this year had been pretty crappy so far. So I'm working on getting my license. I've been cleaning my room because honestly, I'm not proud of this, but I let this place become a junk pile. It was pretty bad. It's about like 80% done now. I still have a bit to go, but I mean, there was if a week ago there was no way in hell I was shooting a video in here. But yeah, anyway, I've decided I don't want to live my life the way I've been living it. I want to finally accomplish stuff. So yeah, getting a car license. The car, I'm not looking for anything fancy really, car wise. Just something that's decent on gas. Air conditioning, gotta have that. Preferably 4 doors because it's not a big deal. I'll settle for 2, but in case I want to. But in case I want to go out with my coworkers or whatever. Well, whatever. Oh, get my tooth fixed. Ugh, looks like white trash. Huh. Yeah. There's a lot of things I want to change. Yep. Part of one of my motivations for trying to turn my life around is the special girl. Yeah, that's part of it. I don't know. I met her. I've only seen her twice. I met her back in November. I'm not going to mention her name. Don't want to humiliate her. Be like, why is this random dude talking about you? Whatever. Someone might say. No. I don't. Okay, yeah. I don't know her last name. Know her first name, but there's something about her. Now, I've had many crushes over the years. And I do mean many. But I've never really fallen for a girl that I've only seen twice. At least not, I've never fallen for a girl quite the way I've fallen for this girl. I don't know, there's something special about her. The sad thing is I don't really know much about her. Except, she did compliment me on my Ride the Lightning shirt. This was the day I went to vote. Voted for Trump. Yeah. I'm sure people think I'm an asshole because of that, but no. I'm an asshole for different reasons. Well, no, I'm only sometimes an asshole. I'm actually a pretty decent guy. Just joke around a lot. It's whatever. Yeah, I got my Make America Great hat. Which I actually wore that day. Usually I like to let my hair, free. But, if it's early in the morning, and I haven't done anything with my hair, my hair requires maintenance. I straighten it a little bit, or, I blow dry it when I get out of the shower. I don't straighten it completely like I used to when I had the Bieber hairstyle, but, I gotta get it looking decent, I don't want it to be a mess. I just gotta straighten out some of the kinks, get it looking good the way I want. Right now it looks pretty good. Usually I don't do anything with my hair on my days off. On Fridays and Saturdays. Anyway. But yeah, I wear my hat when either my hair is not cooperating or I'm unloading a truck at Walmart at work. When I'm unloading the truck, I'm picking up boxes. I'm moving around a lot. So, or when I'm exercising, wear my hat then. To keep it out of my face. Be like, yeah, yeah, that mirror behind me. It's old. I don't know where it came from, but it's mine now. Anyway, so that girl, yeah, I have okay. I have 3 Ride the Lightning shirts. 4 if you count one that's not a tank top. But I haven't worn that shirt in well over 2 years. I got, I got my first tank top, 2015. It was a Ride the Lightning shirt because that's my favorite Metallica album. I mean, it's great. I mean, I never get tired of that. I mean, I've gone through many different bands over the years. Judas Priest. I actually got back into Judas Priest again and Black Sabbath. But as far as Ride the Lightning, that's my favorite metal album. Yeah, that's my sound system. It's actually a really old speaker system from a computer that my dad had back in the '90s. I mean, it's beige. It's a subwoofer. It's good. I mean, I have a Bluetooth adapter hooked up to it, so I can use my phone without even connecting it to the aux cord. But anyway, yeah, I love that album. I mean, it's perfect. Yeah, I'm mainly into '80s Metallica, but my favorite albums, like as far as ranking goes, Ride the Lightning, then Master of the Puppets, then Justice for All, maybe Kill 'Em All. Yeah, Kill 'Em All. I mean, it was a good album, but they really outdid themselves with Ride the Lightning. I mean, there's not a single song that I'd skip. Yeah. Okay, so that girl, I was wearing my newest Ride the Lightning shirt, and the reason I know that is because I remember, because I looked back at the picture I took that day of myself wearing that shirt, and it was the least faded. My shirts have, my Metallica shirts especially have really faded because I've worn them a lot. Anyway, yeah, I was wearing my newest Ride the Lightning shirt, it's medium. So, because I met her when I was wearing that shirt, means even more to me now. I still recognize it now because it's my only, my other 2 were larges and that was a medium. And that shirt's starting to get faded, but, I can still tell it apart. But yeah, it will always make me think of that girl. She said that was her favorite album. I know I'm reading into this too much. I'm pretty sure I am. I usually do. I usually screw myself over when it comes to women. There's something special about her, I think. I don't know. It's crazy, and my feelings for her started out as fairly small. I mean, first met her, thought she was cute. It's like she seems like a pretty cool girl, cute. But I saw her again, a couple months later, January the 3rd. I saw her at Walmart. I was on my lunch break, so I was walking around, taking a few pictures. That day I took a picture of myself with a toy lightsaber. Yeah. As if you haven't figured out by now, I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan, and I like all the movies, even the prequels. That's right. Yeah. I don't care. I know there's flaws, but yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. So I love all the Star Wars movies. They're good. My favorite of the prequels is Revenge of the Sith. Anyway, you haven't read my shirt. It says, "I find your lack of heavy metal disturbing." Yeah, it's a combination of my two favorite things. Today I happen to be listening to. I was listening to the soundtracks from the original trilogy. The complete scores. And after that, I'm gonna be listening to the scores from the prequels. And of course, like I said before, my favorite is Revenge of the Sith, both movie wise and music wise. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, when I saw that girl again, my feelings for her grew, even more. I mean, I don't know, I hadn't thought about her much, during like the first couple of months, before that. I mean, I don't know. It was a minor crush, but I thought I found her on Facebook, but it was someone who looked somewhat similar, and I asked her on Facebook, asked that girl on Facebook if that was the girl if she was who I met when I went to vote. It wasn't. Or at least, she said she wasn't. I don't know. Yeah. Did look a little different now that I think about it. So, yeah, I apologize about my tooth. It's humiliating. I look like white trash. But yeah, it broke off last month. No, 2 months ago. Yeah, gonna get it fixed as soon as possible. Anyway, losing track here. So, the fact that I couldn't find her on Facebook just made me think about her more. Maybe it sucked. I mean, if I had known I wasn't gonna be able to find her on Facebook, because the name's pretty common. I just don't know. I don't know her last name, but the first name's pretty common. So, I wasn't able to find her. So, I haven't seen her since then, since January. So, I don't know if she even lives around here, or she was just from out of town, just visiting. I don't know. In March, I managed to move on for a while. When we got a new cashier, I thought she was cute, but it just wasn't the same. I mean, yeah, I had a crush on her for a while, and it took me a while to talk to her too. I mean, I was like really, yeah, it took me a while to get up the nerve to talk to her. But wait, hold on. Yeah, I'll get there. But when I did, it was pretty obvious. We had, we didn't really have anything in common. I'm friends with her on Facebook, but like I said, we don't really have anything in common. She has no interest in me whatsoever. So there's that. It's whatever. I mean, she was cute, but you know what? I guess there comes a point in my life when I gotta realize that, I can't simply go after a girl because she's cute. I mean, if we have nothing in common, then what's the point? I mean, it's like people say, looks fade, and they're right. I mean, I'm still in my prime, I guess. Well, I've looked worse. I'll look better as soon as I get this tooth fixed. But anyway, I was gonna get a feeling for this feel like a temporary filling, like from Walmart, just for this video, but I forgot. So, but yeah, that I had moved on for a while. That, like with that cashier, you know, I don't know. I'd had crushes on, you know, a few other girls, you know, for a while. But after, you know, a whole lot of frustration, depression, and all that, a couple weeks ago, I said, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I'm done here. I am done falling for these random girls who really are not worth my time. You know? And also, I was watching a show. You know, I was watching one of the shows I was watching was Baby Daddy. You know, I'm really into sitcoms. You know, How I Met Your Mother, all that. You know. So I was watching Baby Daddy. You know, well, the character is, you know, a lot different than me. You know, I mean, he was kind of a man whore. I mean, you know, he's kind of slept around. Me, I'm a virgin, and part of that's by choice, although even if it wasn't a choice, I'm pretty sure I'd still be a virgin based on my luck with women, but it's whatever. I believe in the old saying, good things come to those who wait, and I guess that's how it is with this girl, you know? But yeah, watching that show, seeing him go through something similar, like during the final season, you know, he met a special girl, but he hadn't seen her for a long time, and you know, he tried to find her, but he couldn't. You know, and his friends kind of gave him crap about that. Kind of like my friends kind of gave me crap about my situation. But you know, it's haters gonna hate. It's whatever. You know. Seeing all that made me think about that special girl. Yeah, really dying to say her name, but no, not going to humiliate her. Phew. Yeah, maybe think about her, like, you know, when the time comes, I'll either see her or some other girl. I don't know. As a Christian, I believe that, you know, God's like making me wait for that right girl. I mean, maybe, you know, I really need to get my life together, which, you know, I definitely do. Because, you know, I need to get my license, you know, I need to get a car, soon I need to get the hell out of my parents' house. Should have done that, like, I don't know, 7 years ago. Okay, no, maybe not 7 years ago. I was still in school, but, no, 6 years ago. Should have got my car. Should have started. If I was normal, I probably would have, you know, started driving like 10 years ago. You know, as much as I could blame Asperger's syndrome and all that, you know, for my lack of success with a lot of things, I shouldn't. You know what? I mean, I don't need. That shouldn't be an excuse. You know, I need to get my life together, and you know, if I were to see that girl right now, I'm pretty sure she'd want nothing to do with me because I'm kind of a loser right now. No girl wants to date a loser. Now, okay, the thing is, when I watched that show, I watched the final episode. You know, show, unfortunately, had been canceled. But the final episode, he did meet that girl, and you know, it kind of gives me hope. Maybe I'll see that special girl. I hope she's the right girl. Part of me I believe she is, but I don't know for sure. Only God knows. But you know, it's kind of got me thinking about another show. You know, I've watched several times. How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. Oh man, that's my favorite show. watched this show like probably I think it's currently I'm rewatching it. I'm currently probably for like fifth or sixth time now. And usually I watch it while I'm using my elliptical. So I'm getting my work, getting my exercise on, and watching my favorite show. Win-win. But yeah, he finally meets that girl, the mother of his children, like the very final episode. And oddly enough, she'd been around the whole time. I just hadn't seen her. No, Ted hasn't seen her. Ted Mosby. Just circumstances. Maybe I don't know if this girl actually does live around here or not. Who knows? But we'll find out, I guess. Now the difference between that season of Baby Daddy and real life, that was a TV show. So I don't know if this girl that I'm that's been on my mind for a long time, I don't know if this girl actually even remembers me, or if I actually meant anything to her. Maybe I was just some random weird dude who had this hat. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think that she was thinking about me, but she probably wasn't. Knowing my luck, she might be in a relationship, or engaged, or married. I don't know. Or maybe she might be into girls. Honestly, I don't really want any of those things to happen. I really want her to be, single and all that stuff, But, I don't know. Yeah, regardless of all that, I am getting my life together. I am turning my life around. So, I want this year to end different than it started. And if I do end up finding that girl and actually dating her and all that, and eventually marrying her, I don't know about being mother of my children. I don't really want kids. Kids are great, but yeah, I don't see myself being a father. I don't really have a whole lot of patience with obnoxious kids. My kids might. And I was an obnoxious kid, so were my sisters. Well, no, they are. They still are. My little sisters are. Ooh. Oh man. Yeah, so I don't want kids. I'd just rather be an uncle. But I might change my mind within the next 10 years, but I don't know. Right now, anyway, I want to get my life together, and I'd like to think that later this year, I'm dating her. We're both jamming to some metal, or we're both watching Star Wars. I don't know. I mean, that'd be great. But if not, I at least like this. Like to end this year off, a whole lot different than it started. Like maybe making something in my photography. All that. I don't want to spend the rest of my life at Walmart or whatever. We're living here. It's time for some changes. Starting with license and finishing. I gotta finish cleaning this room right after this video. And this video, it'll take a while to get processed, so it'll probably be like a week after it's recorded. But anyway, I think that wraps it up. Like I said, it's been great. You know, I really hope for the best. Yeah. So, have a good week. I might post a video. Might do another video like sometime either in the next few weeks or in a month or whatever. Just depends on how things pan out. But this video will be specifically just talking about, you know, me, like, you know, what makes me stand out and all that stuff. And I've been thinking about doing a video like that for a while, but I'm holding off. I'm not doing it this video. Not really. I mean, aside from obviously mentioning my favorite Metallica album and all that, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, stay tuned. It's time to end this video because it turns out it was already a lot longer than I had hoped. I'd really originally planned. I thought it was going to be like 15 minutes long, and well, I've already actually started a second video on my camera because, you know, they stop at like 30 minutes for like a 30 frame video. I mean, 30 frames per second video. So, yeah, definitely overdid it. So, if you guys have watched this video all the way through, I appreciate it, you know. Thanks for putting up with me for such a long time. Now you almost know what my coworkers have to deal with. They have to put up with me for 9 hours. Whew, yeah. I mean, that's rough. Anyway, well, it's been fun. Have a good week. Have a good life. Whatever. See you next time.